Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming. This is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
Super 2 Sports presents Scholastic Basketball. With John Dady and Mike Zambelli. Brought to you in part by the Vinart dealerships, Lehigh Valley Honda, Ford, Hyundai, and Suzuki on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile, and Lehigh Valley Acura on MacArthur Road in Whitehall. And by the Allentown Sports Medicine Clinic, providing medical care to area high school athletes for over 10 years. The Allentown Sports Medicine Clinic, located across from the fairgrounds in the west end of Allentown.
Hello, everybody. I'm Johnny Dady, along with Mike Zambelli, all set to bring you Colonial League Championship Playoff basketball action from Southern Lehigh High School. My guest tonight, Ron Valletta, the athletic director at Bangor High School and president of the Colonial League. Ron, welcome to Super 2, and this is your 6th year as president of the league. What about this playoff system? Does this present any problems for you?
Well, the only problems would be if we were to have a three-way tie. Of course, then we'd have to go to another night, and the weather always presents problems in January, but the coaches like the two-half format, so we stick with it.
What is the reason for an afternoon game?
Very simple. The Nazareth-Northampton wrestling match is taking place this afternoon, or this evening in Nazareth, and they already had 2,000 tickets sold, and we just felt it wouldn't be fair to the Nazareth people, of course, to play at night and exclude many of them. In addition, Bill Pollock, I'd like to say, the athletic director from Salisbury, bent over backwards to play this afternoon. He could have, given us some opposition and said he wanted to play at night, but he didn't. That's Bill.
All right.
Bill.
You, as president of the league, could you have said we're playing Saturday night?
Absolutely. Not I, but the league officers. Had we collectively said we'll play Saturday night, the game would have been played in the evening.
Let's exaggerate the case. Supposing Bill Pollock would have said, no, I want to play at night. What would have happened?
Would have made for an interesting discussion. We had a meeting the other afternoon, of course. Bill, in a dual role as athletic director and coach, of course, presents some interesting situations for us, but he's always been very cooperative, never had a problem with Bill. Like I say, if the majority of us would have said play at night, we would have overruled Bill. Simple.
Okay, now, why the site, Southern Lehigh High School?
Well, we felt playing this afternoon, John, more than likely wouldn't get anywhere near the crowd we would Saturday evening. However, as I drove up here this afternoon, I noticed that there are quite a few cars out there, and we're very pleased to see that. So we hope it works out.
Yeah.
You never really know for sure, but we didn't want to overextend ourselves. We felt this was geographically neutral site, and it's a league school, and since it's not a championship game, we decided to try it.
Which school is the biggest seating in the league?
Nazareth.
Nazareth.
Without doubt, yes.
How much bigger is Nazareth than this place?
I would say
there's about 1,200 here.
Nazareth probably can get about 1,800, another 600 you could get there. But we always play our playoff games on neutral courts.
Right.
So we didn't want to play in either of the schools involved court.
Okay, now how about the officials for tonight's game? Who assigns that?
That is done by the assigner. Denny Schanzenbach is our league assigner. However, we do permit the coaches of the two competing teams to submit a list of 5 preferred officials. If they can match them up from both lists, he more than likely will try to get those officials. It'll be interesting to see who they are.
Yeah. Okay, Ron, thank you very much for dropping by. Good luck, and congratulations to all the fine people up at Bangor. Thank them for all the courtesy extended to us at Super 2.
My pleasure.
Thank you for dropping by. Ron Valletta, athletic director at Bangor High School and president of the Colonial League. And very interesting, we talked about the possibility of Billy Pollock saying, I don't want to play Saturday afternoon, I want to play at night. What would have happened, and so on. And, there could have been an objection by the league and said, no, we're going at night. But because everybody agreed, and they said Pollock agrees to anything that is sensible, they're playing this afternoon. So one conflict with the wrestling tonight, Northampton, Nazareth, not because of the match itself, but to give the people an opportunity who want to see basketball, who want to see wrestling can see both.
Well, I'm not surprised that Bill Pollock would act that way. He's always been a class guy. And, you know, one thing about that, John, you never know where somewhere down the road, you know, somebody might need to do you a favor like that. And Coach Pollock has always been a gentleman and a first-class guy. And, yeah, I'm not surprised that his reply would be that way. Although, on the other hand, I think both coaches might have to be a little concerned that, you know, it is going to be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and are my guys going to be ready to play? We're not used to playing basketball games at this time, but it's the same for both teams.
All right, how do you size this one up?
Well, I think Nazareth holds the cards. You know, they came into the year with a defensive mindset, and they have won a lot of games through the defensive end of the court. You know, no bigger challenges, you know, presented in front of you than Antoine Hubbard. Their hands are going to be full. They let Hubbard score, not let him score, but Hubbard scored 30 in the first meeting, and I think therein lies the key. Hubbard is just such a great all-around player, and you have to be concerned with more than his scoring. He's the guy who gets everybody else involved. I think the thing that's not overlooked, but sometimes it's not given enough attention, is his assist. I think he's an outstanding passer and maybe a better passer than he is a scorer.
All right, they met a couple nights ago, and Nazareth's lone defeat is at the hands of Salisbury at Salisbury, 52-49. But checking the box score, I noticed that Salisbury had 10 of 14 from the foul line. Nazareth 8 of 15. That was the difference in the ball game.
How many times do you see big games or championship games come down to the free throw line at the end, and the team that can convert? Jim Roth has said that, you know, he might have lost that game at the free throw line, although Salisbury, I guess, did have one more field goal in them. But when you only shoot 7 for 15 from the free throw line in a championship caliber game, you got to figure as a coach that you're not going to win.
If you look at the squad, you'll notice that Nazareth may have the edge in experience with Dulac, Topping, and Gordon.
They do, and I think that experience has to show here this afternoon. I thought one of the things that Southern Lehigh did not take advantage of the other night against Salisbury's not a big team. When they play that 2-1-2 zone, I think you have to take advantage or make Coach Pollock make adjustments by trying to kick the ball down low and take advantage of your big people. When you have a 6-7 inch height advantage inside, I think you'd have to try and exploit that.
Okay, Mike, the folks are standing. They'll be rocking and rolling. We'll tap this one off for you in just a moment.
What are you doing here at ABE Car Care Center?
Well, I'm going to get a new muffler and a state inspection. Boy, these guys do good work, and they don't charge nearly as much as some of these other guys do.
Well, it's about time you realize that. You're such a winner, Fitz, and besides that, you're cheap.
What do you mean, cheap?
Well, I heard you got short arms and deep pockets.
Well, the way that you fill out those pants, you can't even get your hands in your pockets.
Car Care Plus at ABE Car Care Centers.
C.J. Wagner, trophies, plaques, and bowling supplies.
Does the economy have you worried about taking on a new car payment? Did you know you can buy a new car at Lehigh Valley Suzuki for less than $7,300, a payment less than $150 a month? And while you're there, check out the all-new 92 Suzuki Sidekick. This affordable compact sport utility vehicle is available in 2-door or 4-door, 2-wheel or 4-wheel drive. The Sidekick is rugged, reliable, stylish, and affordable. See Lehigh Valley Suzuki, part of the Vinart dealerships on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming, this is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
For the second time in the last 3 nights, Salisbury will be meeting a blue and white basketball team. Thursday night, the Falcons invaded the Spartans' Nest and defeated the host blue and white Southern Lehigh team 66-55 in the final game of regularly scheduled first half Colonial League play. At the same time, the blue and white Eagles from Nazareth were defeating Catasauqua 50-47 for their 7th league win in 8 starts to create a two-way tie for the league's top spot in first half play to set up today's shootout to determine a first half league champion. It was back on Friday night, January 10th, 1992, just a couple of weeks and a day ago, that these two teams squared off in the regular schedule game over at Salisbury. The Blue Eagles were flying high. Boy, were they ever. They were the only unbeaten team in the Valley, riding an 11-game winning streak. And then it happened. Bill Pollock, fresh off his 501st career win, a 65-30 romp over Penn Archer, and wearing his 500th career win sweater, donated by the Booster Club, clipped the Blue Eagles' wings 52-49 for Nazareth's only league loss and their only loss of the season. They are 13-1 today. Antoine Hubbard had 30 points for Salisbury that night and was the only Falcon in double digits. Rolly Pastor and Eric Zarowski had 15 and 11 respectively for the Eagles to pace their attack in a great basketball game. Tonight's matchup should also be a great one, and a first half Colonial League champion will certainly be a good league representative.
Well, there is the young man that everybody talks about, Antoine Hubbard, and he certainly is the key for Salisbury's hopes here this afternoon. Our referees for tonight, Sam Merritt on your left, Gary Spangler in the middle will work the game, and our alternate tonight is Fran Felchuk.
And also those of the officials.
John, not surprising to see these two teams here tied or locked at 7-1 for the first half. In the 16-year existence of the Colonial League, these two schools have won 10 of the championships, with each of the schools winning 5 apiece, and that leads Colonial League Championship basketball. All right, let's take a look now at our starting lineups graphically. We're going to look at Salisbury. It will be number 10, Jason Lakey, senior 5'10". He'll be at the 1 guard. Number 11, Jamie Ebersol, another senior 5'8", also a guard, pivotal man in that 2-on-2 defense. 13 will be Mike Grove, a junior at 6'4". He'll be at a forward. Number 14, Ian Ressler, a senior at 6'4", will be the other forward. And actually Salisbury plays 3 guards and really doesn't have a center in there. Will be Antoine Hubbard wearing number 23, senior, 5'11", and also a guard. For Nazareth under Jim Roth in his 3rd year, he will go with the 1 guard, Ed Dulac, number 20, 6-foot junior. 1 forward will be number 32, Rolly Pastor, a senior, 6'1". At the center spot will be number 42, Eric Zarowski, a senior at 6'1". The other guard position, number 44, Steve Gordon, senior at 6'2". And rounding out the starting 5 forward, number 50, Craig Topping, senior at 6'2".
All right, now let's leave that graphic up there if we can in a minute. 6 key returnees are back for Nazareth, and those 5 are returnees from last year, and they're starting this year. Now, the picture is about the same over at Salisbury, thank you, Andy, where they have 7 key returnees, and their starting 5 tonight are all returnees from a year ago. There's Salisbury, Lakey, Ebersol, Grove, Ressler, and Hubbard were all outstanding players a year ago. But if there's an advantage, on paper anyway, it would have to go to the Eagles because of Gordon, Topping, Dulac, and Rolly Pastor's experience from their action a year ago. On the other hand, Salisbury has only 2 players, and that would be Antoine Hubbard and Ian Ressler, who saw a lot of action. The regulars, the others were on the squad.
And I think the other thing you have to remember, this group of seniors for Nazareth, when they were sophomores, they were next to unbeatable.
Now let's take a look at the starting lineup as they come out on the court. Let you take a good look at them. Number 11, Jamie Ebersol. This is Salisbury High School. 13 is Mike Grove, the 6'4 junior. Number 14, Ian Ressler. Number 10 is Jason Lakey. Rounding out the starting 5, 23, Antoine Hubbard. Billy Paulick in his 29th year as head coach. His assistant, Frank Yalenko. Frank's been with him about 24 years. And the JV coach is Jamie Shue. Now let's look at the Blue Eagles. Number 44 is Steve Gordon. Number 20, Ed Dulac. Number 50 is Craig Copping. Number 42, Eric Zarowski, and rounding out the starting five, number 32, Rolly Pastor. Jim Roth in his third year. His assistants, familiar names around Nazareth, Rich Bickert, Ken Schiffer, Dennis Fry, and Jack Voss.
Now, will you please rise for the
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
I dare you to stand up. I'll get you in the back.
I can't get under here. Okay, Sam Merritt, Ron Singer, Gary Spengler, the three officials. It'll be Spengler, Sam Merritt in center circle.
While Salisbury is the visiting team here today, according to the way they're sitting on the bench, on the scoreboard, Nazareth will be the guest, and Salisbury will be recorded under what you'll see will be the Spartans as we are at Southern Lehigh.
Okay, and Salisbury is wearing his traveling uniforms because technically they're the visiting team today. They will take the court 7-1 in the league and 12-3 overall. Nazareth 7-1 league, 13-1 overall. We're ready to go. Rolly Pastor, who is a star quarterback for the Blue Eagles football team, in the center circle along with Eon Wrestler. Sam Merritt, the man in the striped shirt. And here we go. It's showtime at Southern Lehigh. And the Blue Eagles come up with the ball. Stevie Gordon up over the timeline. Boy, he played a lot last year. He's a good basketball player. It's a good basketball team to be 13-1. They're only lost to Salisbury. Deep left corner, a fake by Gordon, goes in 8 feet out, not good, almost an air ball. It wasn't air ball. There's a whistle and the first foul in a basketball game that will be against Salisbury.
Salisbury opening up in that 2-3 or 2-on-2, which I talked about at the top. The man in the middle who plays it so well is number 10, Jason Lakey.
Foul against Ebersol. Gordon in a low post. Fadeaway shot up there, not good by Zarowski. Rebounded by the Falcons.
I really feel that's a shot that Nazareth needs to convert on to force Coach Pollock to make adjustments.
Oh, my. Wrestler, baseline. Comes up with a big deuce to put the Falcons up on the board 2-0. First quarter, till 10 minutes remaining. It just got underway here at Southern Lehigh High School.
1-3-1 full court press. Good recognition by Nazareth.
Gordon over to Pastor. Rolly back to Gordon on the right-hand side. Ed Dulac. Remember, Dulac starting as a sophomore out there. He's inside the three-point range. Pops it up, not good. Ball followed up and in by Craig Topping. Topping had 6 points in the last meeting between these two ball clubs, and we're all tied at 2.
That was good.
Antoine Hubbard.
That was good hands by Topping. Really not in good position. Just tapped the ball back to himself.
Hey, Eversole. Got 3. Now, he only had 1 point in the last meeting between these two ball clubs, and Billy Paulick, the coach, told him, he said, hey, I can get 1 point. against Nazareth. You got to come up with 10 or 11. Well, he got 3 already. He had 12 the other night against Southern Lehigh with 4 field goals, and all 4 of them were 3-pointers. 5-2, Salisbury. Dulac on the left-hand side gets it back out to Gordon. Low post, over to Pastor, traveling with the ball, and they turn it over.
That's a real nice job by Salisbury defensively. And again, you talk about the lack of size in the middle there, but you see the philosophy. As soon as that ball gets inside there, you saw Hubbard turn and another player turn, and you double down there, and you force the turnover.
Leakey, Hubbard had 30 in their last meeting. He pops up 2. 5'11" junior makes it a 7-2 ball game. And they're starting to put pressure and almost a turnover.
And Salisbury coming out red hot. Perfect 3 for 3.
Look at this. Here goes Showtime off the glass and in. Antoine with his second field goal. 9-2.
And that one thing we learned the other night against Southern Lehigh when Salisbury played them, you don't want to fall behind because Coach Pollock is not afraid to go into a little bit of a stall.
Shot up there, but passed and not good. Rebounded by Ebersol. Jamie quickly up over the timeline. Gives it over to Wrestler. Goes up for the shot, and he is fouled. Foul against Ed Dulac, his first.
Falcons a nice job of pushing the ball up court. Nazareth a little bit late getting back defensively and committed personal foul.
And that was before the shot, so it's an unshooting. Leakey inbounds to Hubbard, fakes right, goes left, 8 feet out, up high and in, and it's good, and he's fouled. Oh, Hubbard is as hot as the proverbial burnt boot.
Well, and if you're Jim Roth, you don't want to see that because he had as much defensive pressure on Hubbard as you're going to get. I mean, look at that. I mean, there's a player all over him. He's fallen out of bounds and converts.
And he completes the 3-point play, so he has 7. Of the Falcons, 12 points, and they have a big 12-2 lead at this point in the ball game.
Nazareth needs a good offensive set here. They need to get a good high percentage shot, but better than that, they need to convert it.
Pastor for 3, not good. Foul underneath, and it'll be against Leakey of Salisbury. First personal foul against Jason. It's the second team foul. Leakey had 6 points in the first meeting against Nazareth back on January 10th. Inbounds pass to Dulac. Ed gets off the baseline, gets it over to Pastor. Gordon, Dulac, deep left corner, back out to Gordon. Steve makes a move, pops it up and in. 12-4, Salisbury. Here's Hubbard. Antoine looking for help, finds Leakey open. Back to Hubbard. 4:15 remaining in the first period. Leakey double team momentarily. Breaks the pressure. Gets it over to Hubbard for 3. No. Taken off the boards by Greg Topping. Topping quickly over to Dulac. The long pass up front to Pastor. Pastor makes a power move, and he's fouled before the shot. The foul will be against Wrestler, I believe. It will.
That was the first Salisbury miss of the night, that one by Hubbard. Nazareth now coming the other way, up-tempo. Good, strong power move to the basket to draw the foul.
All right, Scott Old, 6'3" junior, number 25, into the Falcon lineup, replacing Ian Wrestler, who'll sit with 2 personal fouls. Fade away by Gordon, not good. Drove, positioned himself beautifully, got the rebound, got it to Hubbard. Hubbard spins around, does a 360, a fadeaway, and throws it up, not good. Rebounded by the Blue Eagles. Gordon to Dulac. Dulac quickly up front. In a corner, gets it over to Pastor. Pastor to Dulac to Gordon.
Good job getting back defensively by Salisbury. Salisbury showing to be the little bit more the aggressor here so far early going with 3:33 to play in the first quarter. Good job of getting back defensively. I mean, all 5 guys were back there in position.
And for you people who like to keep stats and scores, the last meeting between these 2 ball clubs, and the only one this year, at the end of the first quarter, Salisbury had a 17-13 lead. Dulac, deep this left corner, pops it up for 3. So Ed picks up a tray. And that chops a deficit in a hurry, and it's 12-7 Salisbury. Leahy gets it right back. Got it right back. 15-7. We have a timeout. You can charge this one to Nazareth.
Well, Leahy's the guy hurting Nazareth right now. I mean, Hubbard's getting his and what you expect, but Leahy, a real nice job from out there on the perimeter. Let's take a look. Salisbury does a good job. I don't think Nazareth really got set there defensively. They've been mixing up from a triangle to a 1-3-1, or excuse me, a diamond and one to a 1-3-1, and never really got set. Credit Salisbury with exploiting that and getting Leahy open there to convert on a three-pointer.
There's Frank Yelinko on the right. 24 years as an assistant in the Senate. There's the Fox, Bill Pollock. Interesting to note that the line on this game, the last time they met, was Salisbury 20 field goals, including 2 3-pointers, 10 of 14 from the foul line for their 52. Nazareth had 19 field goals, but they had 3 3-pointers, so that evened that score up. But they were only 8 of 15 from the foul line. They came up 3 points short, lost the ball game 52-49 for their only loss of the season.
Well, and that has to be a concern because you need to convert free throws in this game. I mean, you just cannot let people off the hook when you get them. When you get leads, if you don't convert free throws, you're not going to hang in there.
Dulac from 10 feet out. Ed picks up his second field goal. 15-9. Baseline, Grove gets it back out to Leahy.
Now we're diamond and one. You see the man-for-man being played by Nazareth's number 32. That's Rolly Pastor, so he has Hubbard man-for-man.
Look out. Almost a save, taken out of the air by Rolly Pastor. Pastor gets it up front to Gordon. A long pass to Dulac. Dulac in a low post to Topping. Back to Dulac. Over to Gordon.
Good double down by Ebersol.
Underneath to Zarowski, and Eric picks up his first field goal. 15-11, so the Blue Eagles are right back in this ball game. Hubbard, no. Rebound, picked off by Grove. Gets it back out. Ebersol, the shot not good. Oh, follow up. Off the glass, not good. Oh, off the glass, not good. Ebersol loses it momentarily, saves it, gets it out. There's a tap in to Dulac. Dulac over to Pastor. Was up for the shot. Great defensive play. Ball knocked down and out of bounds.
By some outstanding effort on both clubs. Boy, what an excellent effort by Ebersol. And on another defensive series, also earlier, he did the same thing, just diving and letting it all out there on the court.
All right, couple substitutions. Kurt Keglovitz, number 40, and Chuck Barthol, number 34 in the lineup for Nazareth. Here's Antoine Hubbard. Zigzags up and not good. Off the left side, the iron. Dulac gets the rebound. Gets it over to Gordon. Gordon guarded by Hubbard. Gets up over the timeline as Hubbard drops off defensively. Dulac. Gordon. Dulac has it for 2. Boy, it's hot. His third field goal, and it's 15-13. Will look like they might have a blowout all of a sudden. It's 15-13, and we have 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Well,
almost a steal by Keglovitz.
The difference is Nazareth is now converting. They were 1 for their first 7, but now I've hit 6 of 7 in the second part of this half.
Wrestler back in the lineup for Salisbury and just popped up. An air ball.
I think we're going to see a missed call here. Up, out of bounds there. And no call made along the way. Nazareth didn't hurt them as they get possession of the basketball anyhow.
Dulac to Gordon. Steve outside the key. Dulac had a notion that time. Got it back out to Gordon. Dulac. Gordon. Low post. Keglovitz. Kurt picks up his first deuce, and we're tied at 15.
That's a beautiful pass by Gordon. He bounced past it in there, which got it by the defense, and that's what's there for Nazareth. If they continue to convert on that, Coach Pollock will have to make adjustments.
Leahy for 3. No. Leahy, follow up. Yes. Lehigh. Jason breaks the tie and puts Salisbury up 17-15. 20 seconds. No, 3/10 of a second, and at the end of the quarter, it is Salisbury 17, Nazareth 15. We'll be right back.
C.J. Wagner, trophies, plaques, and bowling supplies.
Looking for a good used car with low mileage? How about a good new car with nice mileage from Lehigh Valley Hyundai? New cars as low as $6,000, and your Hyundai's warranted for 3 years or 36,000 miles. And here's some more good news. For 2 years, you don't pay a dime for regularly scheduled maintenance on the all-new Elantra or Sonata. See salesperson for details. Over 400 cars and trucks at one location, at prices you can afford. Lehigh Valley Hyundai, Lehigh Street Auto Mile, a Vinart dealership.
The game's the same. Our people make the difference. Allentown Rose Bowl, where the better people bowl. We are the Valley's most advanced full-service bowling fun center with color AS90 automatic scoring system. Check this out. Monday to Thursday, 3 to 6. 1 hour time bowling, $6. Up to 5 people per lane. Fridays, noon to 6. Or rental lane at Allentown Rose Bowl. Friday night, 11:30 to 2:30. Up to 5 people for $15. Sundays, 9 a.m. to noon, and then 9 p.m. to midnight. Rent 4 times, and the 5th one's on us at Allentown Rose Bowl.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming. This is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
Johnny Dady here with Mike Zambelli at the end of the first quarter play. Salisbury with a slim 17-15 advantage.
Shooting percentages, Salisbury 7 of 15, 47%. Nazareth 7 of 13 for 53% after that dismal start I talked about. Salisbury committed just 1 turnover while Nazareth committed 3.
All right, 4 of 5 Falcon starters are hit the scoring column, and also 4 of the 5 Nazareth starters are in a scoring column. Second quarter underway. Falcons controlling. Pass out to Lake. He throws it up for 3. It's not good. Grove with the follow-up, not good. Rebounded by the Blue Eagles. Last year they were 4 and 4 in the first half. They were 6 and 2 in the second half, and they wound up 16 and 9 overall. Field goal by Keglovitz is good, and he is fouled. And we're tied at 17.
Boy, what a boost Keglovitz has given Nazareth here. Now he came in late in the first quarter. He scored 5 the first time around. A good, strong move to the basket on his first score, and a better one here is 1 dribble into the hole.
Keglovitz can give Nazareth's first lead of the night. No. Rebound by Hubbard. Hubbard, double and triple team, breaks the pressure. Look out. Pass intercepted by Ed Dulac.
Well, that was just great defensive pressure as 3 players surrounded Hubbard. I don't know how he got out of there, but then he forced the issue and committed the turnover.
Topping gets it back out to Gordon. Steve guarded by Hubbard. Gets it over to Topping. Topping lose the handle. Picked up by Eversole. It's kicked. Look out. Blocking foul. And this will be against Nazareth. And it will be charged to Steve Gordon.
I'll tell you what. With what Lakey and Eversole give up in height, you can never question their heart. These 2 guys have been all over this floor here this afternoon. You saw there the obvious block, but that's a tough shot for Eversole to take.
That's like Rushan over at Deerhoff. I never saw a kid as quick and can go for 32 minutes, Mike, full speed like him. Eversole for 3, no. Rebounded by Craig Topping of the Blue Eagles. We're tied at 17. Second quarter just underway. Shot for 2 attempt by Barthel, not good. Rebounded by Wrestler. He has it taken out of his hand, and his shot is up and not good by Topping, and there's a whistle, and there's a foul.
You see some good action. The fans looking for a foul there. Wrestler had received the shot. He was shaking his head coming down the court. Did a nice job of coming up with a rebound there, but Nazareth comes up with a steal.
Hubbard charged with his first personal foul on the free throw line. We have Craig Topping for the first time. Topping with 1 field goal. He can break this 17 all-time.
And it was interesting. I looked
He does.
up, and Hubbard was pointing over to Wrestler, who's still fighting it a little bit. Side of his face is a little red. He's holding the side of his head. I don't know how serious it is, but he's trying to shake it off. But Hubbard signaled over to him, you got to clear him out. You got to put those elbows out there and keep him away from the ball.
It's the first lead in the ball game for the Blue Eagles. John Jenkins, the superintendent up at Nazareth. Victor Lesky's the principal, and Dale Johnson, the fine athletic director. Eversole had a notion to go for 3, gets it out to Hubbard. Dr. F. Laird Evans is fine superintendent Salisbury. Mario Donangelo is the principal, and Billy Pollock serves a dual role as head coach and athletic director. Lakey checks off. Eversole back to Lakey for 3. No. There's the Eagles, and there's Ed Dulac. Lost the handle momentarily. Throws the ball. Dulac, yes! Oh! He got a finger roll that time. And now it's Nazareth 21-17. Don't forget, this ball game is for the first half. Colonial League Championship, and Pollock wants a timeout.
Well, you really have to give credit on that last play to number 34, Chuck Barthel. Great. Let's take a look at it. Now watch. It's good hustle back by Salisbury. You see number 11 again, Eversole, but watch Barthel. Now this is going to be a no-look pass. You see, he feels that he's got help. He had lost control of himself. Excellent feed and a nice assist to put Nazareth up by 4.
Salisbury.
There you see Wrestler. I was talking, excuse me, John, Wrestler, and you see he's still fighting and squinting a little bit with that left eye. And they're asking, are you okay? And obviously he is, but that happened about a minute ago. He's still in the game.
All right, Salisbury squad, 4 seniors, 8 juniors, and 1 sophomore. Nazareth, 11 players in uniform, 7 seniors and 4 juniors. Now at the end of the first half, in our first meeting, Salisbury led 29-25, and you talked about a game that was equal throughout. Salisbury led 17-13 at the end of the first quarter. They maintained that average throughout until the fourth period when Nazareth outscored them 13-12. That was a great basketball game. Here's Hubbard.
Well, Salisbury is 0 for 4 here in the second quarter. We're approaching 5:37.
Couldn't get it in time, and they turn it over. There's Jim Roth and the staff assistants. There's Jim getting his head out. Third year's head coach. 2-pointer by Craig Topping, and that's his second field goal. And now Nazareth with a 6-point advantage. They trail 17-15 at the end of the first quarter. Oh, Wrestler. What a defensive play. Shot rejected by Zarowski, or rather by Keglovich, and here comes Gordon.
Well, Keglovich has added a new dimension to this game since he has come in. What a physical player inside.
There was a Keglovich played up there a couple years ago, wasn't there? I'm pretty sure there was.
I don't recall that.
Yeah. Another fine defensive play, this time by Hubbard, as Antoine knocks the ball out of the Eagles' hands and out of bounds. Nazareth in possession, controlling the inbounds to Pastor. Rowley.
Salisbury's yet to score in this quarter.
Topping has to get it back out to Gordon. There's a steal, and here goes Hubbard down the alley, up off the glass. Too high, too hard. And the Blue Eagles come down with the rebound.
Well, I think Antoine was trying to tack one onto that. I think he was feeling the defensive pressure and wanted it. And I think he was looking to get bumped there and convert and go for a three-point play.
There's another steal. Hubbard is 3-on-1. It's 4-on-1. Hubbard keeps, misses this one. And the Eagles lose it, I think. (23-17), Nazareth leading with 4:07 remaining in the first half.
In the battle for the rebound, you see Temper's going to flare a little bit.
Bartho for Keglovich.
And that's a good move by Jim Roth. You know, Keglovich really changed the complexion of this game. I mean, he brought a mental toughness in there, got a little scuffle there. Good move by Coach Roth to bring him to the bench and let him settle down. I mean, there's a guy high-strung enough. He plays with enough emotion.
Pastor Rowley quickly up front. Gets it over to Gordon. In a low post, Zarowski turns around, pops it up and in. Eric Zarowski with a second field goal. Wow, 25-17. Salisbury still hasn't scored. And we have 3:45 remaining here in the second quarter. So we're past the quarter point, and the Falcons without a point.
And it's not in the matter of they're not getting their shot. They missed a couple of breakaway layups.
That was Mike Miller who just came into the lineup. Jason Lakey better come up with a tray here someplace.
Well, they just need a good possession and a score, John, whether it's 2 or 3.
Wrestler. Ian comes up with a second field goal. And that comes with just 3:13 remaining here in the first half.
You know, on the bright side of scoring just 2 points to this point, Salisbury's only down 6 points.
Hubbard again with another steal. It's 3-on-2. Again he keeps, and he has this one. That's his fourth field goal and 9th point, and it's 25-21.
Yeah, but where Salisbury's really getting it done is defensively. They have now forced Nazareth into 4 turnovers in this quarter. That's the first one, however, they could convert off of.
Pastor up off the glass, picks up his first field goal. 27-21, Nazareth. Hubbard.
5 for 7, Nazareth in the second quarter. They have really turned it on after a slow start.
Wrestler has taken away. There goes Pastor. Oh, looked like a good defensive play, but there was body contact and a foul charge to Mike Miller of Salisbury.
And Wrestler is hurt, John. He's holding now onto his right thigh. It's really been a battle, and he's going to get a little time off here, but he's battling inside. Off the turnover now, you're going to see number 32, Pastor, taking it to the basket, and I always think, I don't know, that's a personal foul there, but I think that's a good one to take. Make him go to free throw line and convert from there. I hate them breakaways on those easy 2 points.
Pastor on a free throw line. His team is up 27-21.
Scored 15 points the first time these clubs met. And what a football game he played against Catasauqua in their last game, and in trying to upset them and get them a piece of the tie of that Colonial League. He led a furious comeback that came up just a little bit short.
29-21, Nazareth. 2:10 remaining in the first half. Lakey gives it over to Alt. Scott shot, not good. Rebounded by Keglovich, lost. Miller throws up a deuce attempt, not good. Rebounded by Ebersol. Jamie back out to Miller. Miller cross court over to Lakey for 3, not good. Rebound follow up, Hubbard. It's good. Hubbard with his 5th field goal and his 11th point of the night. Makes it 29-23 Nazareth.
And that one you just chalk up to hustle. I mean, that was just Salisbury beating Nazareth to the ball.
Bartho gets it over to Pastor. Bartho.
Salisbury defensively a change now, man for man.
Hubbard charged with a second personal foul.
Salisbury fouls on number 23, Antoine Hubbard. His second, team 6.
On a free throw line, Chuck Barthol, a 5'10 senior. He was scoreless in their last meeting. This is his first trip to the foul line.
Barthol's coming off an excellent performance off the bench against Catasauqua, where he did a nice defensive job on Dave Batts, plus contributed 7 points.
Hubbard with the rebound. Picked up defensively by Ed Dulac. Goes right in a lot of traffic and gets scoops one up from his knees and picks up his 6th field goal to make it 29-25. So the Falcons are right back in this ball game after being down quite a bit. Here's a steal, almost a steal by Oath. And the Eagles turn it over. Substitution for Nazareth. Steve Gordon is back in the lineup. He is replacing Chuck Barthol. Jason Lakey. Ebersol. Hubbard. Fakes right, goes left. Blocking foul against Nazareth.
Well, Hubbard's crossover dribble is just incredible. He gets you leaning one way and then crosses it over, and then that's where he gets to step on you. And he has one of the fastest releases I've seen, from a high school player in a long time.
For the foul against Steve Gordon, his 2nd. Another foul in rapid fire order, and this one is against Rolly Pastor, and that's his 2nd.
Hubbard has the ability to do that. This is concerning to Jim Roth.
Lakey will inbounds. He does. He gets it into Mike Miller.
That's not bad to take those fouls, though. Nazareth not yet in the penalty. They have only committed 5 personals here in the first half, so they still have one more to give.
Gary Spengler, the official, inbounds to Lakey. Miller. Boy, he made a good move there, didn't he? Grabbed that one like a baseball. Hubbard. Oh, what a good move. No. Followed up by O. No. Rebound, Miller tied up. Jump ball. Who has the arrow? The Eagles.
Well, that was that crossover dribble again, and he's still able to raise up and get the shot off. Didn't convert. Good, strong rebounding inside by both teams. It's just a possession arrow, which gives the ball to Nazareth.
Gordon. Picked up defensively by Jason Lakey. Gets it over to Raul Pastor. Dulac.
Difference in the reason that Salisbury has been able to get back into this game now. 10 seconds. 6 turnovers they've forced from the defense here in the quarter.
5.5 seconds and a turnover. 5.2 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Once again, a reminder, during halftime, please do not walk on the court area, walk on the blue lines. Thank you.
Salisbury keeps working it up that sidelines over there. Nazareth keeps slapping it out of bounds.
Here's Ebersol. Has to get it off quickly. Goes up for the shot. No, not good, but there was a foul before the buzzer. And that was against Craig Topping of Nazareth. And on a free throw line is Jamie Ebersol.
What a great job by Ebersol, pushing it up the floor with just 5 seconds remaining. Great awareness, great court control, and able to draw the foul. He almost got that basket to go, too.
Makes a different ball game, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
And that is the end of the first half, and it is Nazareth 29, Salisbury 27. We'll be right back.
Does the economy have you worried about taking on a new car payment? Did you know you can buy a new car at Lehigh Valley Suzuki for less than $7,300, a payment less than $150 a month? And while you're there, check out the all-new 92 Suzuki Sidekick. This affordable compact sport utility vehicle is available in two-door or four-door, two-wheel or four-wheel drive. The Sidekick is rugged, reliable, stylish, and affordable. See Lehigh Valley Suzuki, part of the Vinart dealerships on the Lehigh Street Auto Mile.
What are we doing here at ABE Car Care Center?
By getting the machine inspected, the sticker runs out tomorrow.
You always wait till the last minute.
Oh, stop your moaning. Besides, I gotta get the brakes checked. It hasn't been stopping so good lately.
Stop. I wish I could get you to stop.
Get me to stop what?
Stop eating.
Don't bug me. I got enough confidence in me for the both of us.
You've got enough everything in you for the both of us.
Car Care Plus at ABE Car Care Centers.
C.J. Wagner, trophies, plaques, and bowling supplies. Live from Allentown, the Super 2 News. With Scott Schaefer, Tom Meichring, Kristen Fallon, Dan Mowdy on sports, Ed Wilson with local weather.
The most complete local news in the Lehigh Valley. The Super 2 News, weeknights at 6:30 and 9, only on Service Electric Cable TV 2.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming. This is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
At the end of the first quarter, Salisbury led Nazareth 17-15, but the Blue Eagles outscored the Falcons 14-10 in the second quarter to take a 29-27 halftime lead. Hi there once again, everybody. I'm Johnny Dady with Mike Zambelli, all set to bring you the second half action from Southern Lehigh High School as we wrap up first half Colonial League play, and this is for the first half championship. Here's the first half stats.
Okay, we'll see what the numbers tell us there in the first half, and I think one thing will be real glaring and maybe the turnaround and what the difference was. If you look for Nazareth here, excellent from the field. I mean, they started out, they were just 2 of 8 and wound up 12 of 20 for 60%, 4 of 6 from the free throw line for 67%, but the difference in that second quarter was 7 second quarter turnovers to bring their total in the first half to 10. The defensive change by Salisbury, going to man-to-man, created some opportunities. I thought it was a real good move. For Salisbury, 11 for 29. They started out real hot and then cooled off. They didn't take advantage, just 38%. They missed some opportunities on the breaks and just didn't shoot well after a fast start. They were perfect from the line at 3 for 3 for 100%. They protected the ball rather well with just 4 turnovers.
Okay, high score for Nazareth in the first half. Ed Dulac, he had 4 field goals, including 1 3-pointer for 9 points. Rolly Passer, a field goal, 2 out of 2 fouls for 4. Chuck Bartho missed a foul. He scoreless. Kurt Keklovitz, 2 field goals, missed a foul. He had 4. Eric Zarowski, 2 field goals for 4. Stevie Gordon, a field goal for 2. And Craig Topping, 2 field goals, 2 out of 2 from the foul line for 6. The line, 12 field goals for Nazareth, including 1 3-pointer, 4 out of 6 on the charity stripe for their 29. 6 personal fouls called against them. For Salisbury, Antoine Hubbard, the high scorer with 13 points and 6 field goals and a foul. Jason Lakey, 2 field goals, 1 of them 3-pointer for 5. Jamie Eversole, 1 field goal, a 3-pointer, 2 out of 2 from the foul line for 5. Mike Gross scores. Ian Rester, 2 field goals for 4. And that's the scoring for Salisbury. 11 field goals, including 2 3-pointers, 3 out of 3 from the foul line for their 27. They had 7 personal fouls called against them.
Well, look for Nazareth maybe to try and get back to what worked for them in that stretch where they were able to open up about a 10-point lead. They worked their offense. They were able to get into their half-court offense, but the key there is you don't get there if you turn the ball over. They need to come in and basically protect the basketball and make sure they can get into that half-court offense and then utilize and take advantage of what they feel they can do best here tonight. For Salisbury, I want to see real quickly if Coach Pollock stays with that man-for-man. I thought it paid great dividends for them. They forced turnovers, as I said, and they did just an outstanding job of getting themselves back into the game.
Mike, the last time these two teams met, interestingly enough, at halftime, it was Salisbury 25 and 29 and Nazareth 25. Today, it is Nazareth 29 and Salisbury 27. There's the PA announcer. He's going places. All right, we're ready to start the second half, and Salisbury will control. Interesting. 29-27, Nazareth. The last time was 29-25, Salisbury.
Well, the one thing it certainly shows is how evenly matched these two teams play one another. I mean, they get it on.
They really match up right. Leahy gets it over to Ebersol. Jamie in a corner to Hubbard, knocked out of his hands and out of bounds, and so the Falcons retain possession.
Both teams starting the same five. For Salisbury, it's Leahy, Ebersol, Grove, Ressler, and Hubbard.
Oh, Rolly passed her tiptoe down the sidelines and almost picked one off. Couldn't handle it, went out of bounds. Hubbard will inbounds for the Falcons.
Nazareth starts Dulac, Pastor, Zurowski, Gordon, and Topping.
Ebersol to Hubbard. Crowd very quiet right now.
That won't last long.
Cross-court pass. Ian Ressler to Ebersol. Leahy, Ebersol, Jamie. Somebody's going to make a move here.
Back to the diamond and one now. Number 20 doing the defensive work on Hubbard now is Ed Dulac. So they've alternated and done a couple of things. Coach Roth has confidence in all the defenses that he employs, whether it's a 1-3-1.
5-second violation. Dulac is defending Hubbard. There's Antoine, 5'11" junior. Eagles with the ball. Here's Dulac. Hubbard is on him. Gets the ball over to Gordon. Oh, easy layup. And that one by Zurowski. 31-27 Nazareth.
Salisbury remains in that man-for-man.
Salisbury gets it. Ebersol to Grove. Cross court to Leahy. Hubbard pops it, but forget about it. He was fouled before the shot.
We'll see here, Hubbard's going to do a little deal. He gives a little head fake to the right, which allows him to get to the baseline. That shot does go, believe it or not, but it fell well before the shot.
That foul was charged Ed Dulac, his second. Here come the Eagles. Blocking foul against Jason Leahy, and that'll be his second.
Good control offensively here by Nazareth. Leahy had some good position, but just controlled on that break and moving a little outside, forced Leahy to slide, and as a result, he got charged for the block.
Pastor underneath, shot up, not good. Scramble for it, jump ball. There's a whistle underneath there, and a foul. Foul against Craig Topping of Nazareth, his second. By the way, Super 2's next telecast will be Tuesday night. Parkland at Whitehall. That ought to be a beaut.
Two of the top teams in the East Penn Conference.
And you'll be able to watch that replay at 9:30. Ebersol, 31-27 here. Nazareth leading. 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter from Southern Lehigh High School. Leahy, no. Ebersol saves, goes down the baseline, goes in a key, in a paint, throws it up. Too high. Ressler. Ian picks up his third field goal. 31-29. Nazareth.
Wrestler got banged around pretty good in that first half. Good positioning offensively.
Oh, there's a good move. Steve Gordon, only his second field goal, but a big one. Gives the Blue Eagles a 4-point advantage. Leakey for 3, not good. Pushing off underneath, and this one will be against Salisbury. Against Wrestler, that'll be Ian's third personal foul. No, against Mike Grove, number 13, not 14. Look out. Hubbard, Ebersol, and he has it. Jamie, and a nice assist from Antoine Hubbard.
And that has seemed to be when Salisbury's at its best, when they can force some turnovers and get in transition.
33-31, Nazareth. Rebound by the Falcons. Tie up. Jump ball. And who gets it? Nazareth. They get the arrow. Gordon will inbound. Gets it into Dulac. Ed over to Topping. Pass to underneath. Dulac. Yes. Fifth field goal for Ed. 35-31 Nazareth.
Nazareth has made some good adjustments against that man. They're running a little back
Oh, look at
door.
this. Oh, what a great defensive play by Steve Gordon. Wrestler went up for the shot, and Gordon had tipped it away. Zarowski picked up his 4th field goal. Substitution for Salisbury. Mike Miller back in the lineup, replacing Jason Leakey. Contreras into the lineup for Salisbury. Ebersol inbounds, gets it into Hubbard off the glass and in. 7th field goal for Antoine.
Great body control by Hubbard, because there were defensive people around him there. He did a nice job to avoid the charge.
37-33, Nazareth. This is for the first half, Colonial League Championship. Last year there was a 3-way tie for it. Salisbury won it, and then they went 8-0 in second half play and won the league title outright. Jump ball, and now Salisbury should get the arrow, and they do. Ebersol will work it in.
Defensively for Salisbury, nice denial by number 13 Grove on that inlet pass.
Hubbard in the paint, because airborne, pops it up, rolled around, dropped off, but he was fouled. Personal foul was against Chuck Barthol of Nazareth, his first.
Well, number 23 is whining and dining him now. I mean, there's a little head and shoulder fake to the left. Was able to find a crease into the middle, and with 4 white jerseys around him, got off a shot that could have gone, but he just didn't get it with a favorable roll.
37-34 Nazareth. Hubbard on the line. Pulls the Falcons to within 2, 37-35. 3:40 remaining in the third period.
Hubbard has a heck of a streak going at the free throw line. He has 34 of his last 35, now include those 2.
Dulac for 2. And that's Ed's 6th field goal, 39-35. Hubbard. Miller underneath. Double fake pump. The shot is up and good by Contreras. His first field goal. 39-37. Nazareth, hold it. Whistles all over the joint. Foul against Ebersol, his first. Oh, nice move by Gordon. Ball knocked out of bounds by Hubbard. Lehigh back in the lineup, replacing Ebersol for Salisbury.
And Coach Pollock is getting some fresh people in there to give these guys a rest. I mean, them little guys inside, Lehigh and Ebersol, have really been grinding now. Lehigh with a little bit of a rest back in there, and I'm sure Ebersol will be in there real quickly also.
All right, Keglovitz, no. Rebounded by Contreras.
Contreras, one of those guys in there now to give those people a rest, has come up with a nice 2 points and now a nice rebound, so he's playing some meaningful minutes.
Rebound by Chuck Barthel. Barthel over to Gordon. Gordon, three-point range. Gets inside the perimeter, gets it over to Pastor. Keglovitz fakes right, goes left, intends to pass underneath, deflected, and there's a foul. And this one is going to be on Rolly Pastor. No. Going to be on Steve Gordon. That'll be his third.
Good denial by number 32, Mike Miller for Salisbury.
Hubbard, 16 feet out. Not good. Mike Grove caught pushing off underneath the bucket for Salisbury. Scotto in the lineup, replacing Mike Grove for Salisbury. 39-37, 2:12 remaining in third period. It's Nazareth. They led 29-27 at the half. Boy, you talk about two teams that play even Steven. The last time they played, each team scored 12 points in the second period. Each team scored 11 points in the third period. And in the fourth period, Nazareth outscored Salisbury 13-12.
Well, the officials now starting to tighten things up. We've had some fast action and a lot of hustle going on out there, and I think that's a good move because I thought the game was getting to that point where, you know, maybe it might get a little too out of control. The officials call a close one out there, but I think at this point in the game, those kind of calls are needed. They must be consistent with both teams.
Gordon, popping, no. A rebound by Miller, and there's a foul underneath the bucket.
Well, and it's important now that the players realize what I'm talking about. The game was bordering on getting out of control. The officials are going to get things cleaned up, and that's the way they have to do it. The players have to adjust their style of play defensively so that they do not pick up more personal fouls.
Hubbard can tie up this ball game. His team is down 39-37. Lehigh. Contreras fakes right, goes look out, get fancy. For three, bingo! Mike Miller puts Salisbury ahead, 40-39. For the first time since midway through the second quarter.
And Salisbury really dodged the bullet there.
Yes.
A mere turnover converted into 3 points.
Foul against Mike Miller, and that'll be his second. Miller of Salisbury.
Miller there reaching in. Another good, strong move by number 50, Craig Topping.
Gordon inbounds, gets it into Dulac. That takes play out in the clear and then gets it over to Gordon. Steve in the low post, Topping, throws it up and in. Craig, third field goal, puts Nazareth ahead 41-40. Oh boy. And we're in a countdown. We're in the final minute of the third quarter, 40 seconds.
Looking in across the way.
Look out. Big turnover here with 34.3 seconds remaining in the third period. Nazareth will have possession. They lead 41-40. Dulac, yes, nice play. Ed Dulac picks up his seventh field goal. 43-40. Hubbard with the ball. 21 seconds. Lehigh. Oh, a fadeaway. Has it. Scott with his first field goal. 43-42. two-pointer for Steve Gordon. 45-42. That's the end of the third quarter. Nazareth 45, Salisbury 42. We'll be right back.
Looking for a good used car with low mileage? How about a good new car with nice mileage from Lehigh Valley Hyundai? New cars as low as $6,000, and your Hyundai's warranted for 3 years or 36,000 miles. And here's some more good news. For 2 years, you don't pay a dime for regularly scheduled maintenance on the all-new Elantra or Sonata. See salesperson for details. Over 400 cars and trucks at one location, at prices you can afford. Lehigh Valley Hyundai, Lehigh Street Auto Mile, a Vinart dealership.
Sunday, a day of rest. But not Sunday, January 19. That's a day of rumbling as 30 superstars compete for the coveted WWF title in the Royal Rumble. It'll be every man for himself with no allies, only enemies, as the biggest and the baddest battle it out for the greatest prize of all, the WWF Championship. And there's more. Bret the Hitman Hart puts his Intercontinental title on the line against the Mountie. And the Legion of Doom defend their tag team championship against the Natural Disasters. It'll be a battle for the belt like never before. It's the Royal Rumble. Live Sunday, January 19th, exclusively on pay-per-view.
Serving northeastern Pennsylvania with award-winning community programming. This is Service Electric Cable TV Super 2.
Our thanks to a couple of fine athletic directors and a couple of fine Colonial League officials. Ron Valletta, athletic director at Bangor and president of the Colonial League. Don Harrico, the athletic director here at Southern Lehigh and secretary of the Colonial League, for all of their assistance and make this telecast possible. Gentlemen, from all of us here at Super 2, we say thank you. Gordon, yes. Fourth field goal for Steve, 47-42.
Nice possession by Nazareth. They clear out to get Topping posted down low on the blocks. They double down low, a nice give back and a good conversion by number 44, Gordon. Nice little two-man game on the weak side.
Oh. Call the walk.
Well, I think when he got the ball and he turned the square to the basket, there was nobody there defensively, and it surprised him. He said, hey, wait a minute,
yeah.
I can go to the basket, and as a result, confused himself and traveled.
There's a turnover, and Salisbury will get it. They trail 47-42. We're in the fourth quarter. This is for all the marbles for the first half championship. Last year, Salisbury won a first half championship. They were 7-1 defeated Southern Lehigh in a playoff game. There's Alt off the glass and in. Scott with his second field goal. 47-44. Nazareth.
That's your side.
Topping. No. Salisbury with the ball. Foul against Eric Zarowski of Nazareth, his first. And we have a substitution for the Falcons. Jamie Ebersol back in the lineup. He is replacing Jason Lakey. There's the Fox Pollock, 29th year as head coach. He has 502 career victories. Maybe 503.
making an adjustment on the board in the team fouls. On one board, it was up 7-5. Both teams now with 16 fouls, and the next one will put the other team into the penalty.
Why didn't they ask us? Why didn't they ask us? Miller from a deep corner for 3. Mike has 2 field goals tonight, both of them 3-pointers, and we're tied at 47, and that comes with 6:27 remaining. Topping breaks the tie. Hubbard for 3. No. Oh, a tap up, follow up by Oates. Boy, did Scott go airborne to tie up this ball game at 49.
90% of scoring under there like that is desire, and 110% to convert on the 2.
Bartho, Chuck with his first field goal, breaks the tie, and Nazareth is up 51-49. Oh, no. Foul against Jamie Ebersol, his second.
It was amazing how those loose balls attract the crowd. I mean, when that long rebound came out, you have blue and white jerseys running at it from all angles. This time it's Nazareth which comes up with it in the form of number 34, Chuck Bartho.
Bartho now 1 out of 2 from the foul line, and that's 52-49 Nazareth. Jason Leakey getting ready to come back in. 53-49 Nazareth.
Returning to the game for Salisbury, number 10, Jason Leakey.
Ebersol. Cross court to Leakey. Cross court to Ebersol. Miller.
Topping
Hubbard.
a little quicker out to the corner there where number 32, Miller, has converted on 2 3-pointers.
Rebound by Eric Zarowski of the Blue Eagles. And here comes Steve Gordon. It's a great basketball game.
Yes, it is.
Rowley. Second field goal, 55-49. Miller for 3, and he has it. Mike has 3 field goals, and all 3 are 3-pointers. And it's 55-52 Nazareth. A lot of time, 4:35 remaining in regulation.
And all 3 of those field goals, those 3-pointers, from the same spot in the same corner.
Boy, was that a move by Steve Gordon. 5th field goal for Gordon, 57-52. Nazareth.
Nazareth is shooting lights out again now.
Yeah.
Just have 2 misses out of 8 attempts here in the 4th quarter, but give credit to a well-disciplined offense.
Gordon. Ball dropping their way. Gordon gets it over to Topping. Craig looks for help. Finds Gordon back open. Pastor makes a good move. 8 feet out. Off the glass. Not good. Gets the rebound, but there's a whistle and a foul underneath. This will be against Scott Olt of Salisbury. His first.
Topping sets the screen and then wheels off of that, and you'll find yourself in good defensive or rebounding positioning when you do that. And he was right there and came down strong with it.
And Topping goes to the foul line where he has 2 out of 2 tonight to go along with 4 field goals.
Topping the extra point and field goal kicker on the football team. Also a fine soccer player.
Foul against Mike Miller, his 3rd.
Third. Team over the limit.
Ebersol out of the lineup, being replaced by Contreras for Salisbury.
Well, and that's a move there to maybe get a little bit more strength in there and maybe get a few more defensive boards as Nazareth is starting to really get second and third shot opportunities and even off missed free throws.
Foul against Nazareth. And this one is against Rolly Pastor, and that should be his third.
Well, what did we talk about at the top, John? Right away you said the free throw shooting, and that cost Nazareth in the last game. And look at what we're doing here now. All of a sudden, with 3:37 remaining, Nazareth at the line. Now we're coming the other way for Salisbury.
Contreras, third point of the night, and Salisbury is 6 out of 6 on the foul line, Mike. 6 out of 7.
Never fails when we do that. We get them to miss one, don't we?
Nazareth is 2 for 6 out of 10.
Contreras, a sophomore, had an injured ankle early in the year, but he's going to figure in big with Salisbury down through the years. Only a sophomore at 5'11".
3:15 remaining here in the ball game. 57-53 Nazareth.
And you know Nazareth can play this game also. They are a disciplined team. They're looking to go maybe into that flex now and just work some clock.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Showtime. Bingo. 8th field goal for Hubbard. 57-55. 2:40 remaining and running here in the ball game.
Excellent quickness with the hands by Hubbard.
Captain Video's back in Master Control doing a super job. Keglovitz, no good. Followed up by Chuck Bartow. 59-55. Nazareth. Hubbard is fouled. Personal foul against Rolly Pastor, and that should be his 4th.
Ed Dulac checks back into the game for Nazareth. Replacing Rolly Pastor.
Hubbard on the free throw line has 3 out of 3.
Antoine Hubbard at the line for Salisbury shooting.
59-55, 56.
Hubbard perfect from the free throw line again tonight. I talked about 34 of his last 35, so he is not the guy you want to put on that free throw line right now if you're Nazareth.
You just got done telling me not to say that.
Well, I'd put the whammy on him too, but good hustle comes at Nazareth.
For 3, no. Look at this. Hubbard controlling. Leakey. Contreras. Hubbard, 150 and counting. Remaining 59-56 for 3. Hey, we're tied. Leakey ties us up with a 3-pointer. 59-59. Jim Roth wants a timeout. Listen to this crowd.
John, it's a classic example of defensively, you get locked in on the big guy. You get locked in on Antoine Hubbard. There we go. But you get locked in on Hubbard, and then Salisbury has other weapons. Good recognition by Hubbard. I mean, look at how all alone, and now the conversion on the three-pointer, and we're knotted at 59. We'll look now to see what Nazareth tries to do. They have possession of the basketball. There could be a possibility that you work the clock down, and then maybe call another timeout, and maybe go for the last shot, and at worst in this situation, go into overtime. We will see how Coach Roth wants to play it.
59-59.
And Salisbury has climbed. I mean, they trailed in this game just about the entire game. They had a 1-point lead briefly at 40-39. But before that, I mean, it's been an uphill battle for them the whole afternoon.
All right, Eagles have the inbound. Dulac with the ball. Picked up defensively by Jason Leakey. Gets it over to Rolly Pat. There's a steal! Hubbard! Bingo! 61-59, Salisbury. Hubbard's 9th field goal.
Yeah, but how about the steal? Sure, the conversion into 2, but the steal is the key there.
Oh, the ball was kicked. And so Nazareth will have possession. No, wait a while. What's Spengler coming over here? They're calling a foul on Mike Miller. That was underneath the basket. That foul was called. Away from the play. Fourth foul against Miller. Hopping on the line. He has 3 out of 4. 61-60, and he can tie up this ball game.
Well, and here we are at the charity stripe. You need all of these now.
105. And we're tied again, 61. Now let's see what Bill Paulick will do. Is he going to sit on this and go for one shot? Oh. Paulick wants a timeout. No, here comes the brain trust.
Let's have some fun. This is what it is all about.
Yeah, we got 53.5 seconds remaining in this ball game of regulation.
Well, you know, you go back to Nazareth having the basketball in that situation, and we don't know what their plan was. I do know that if you hold the ball too long in front of Antoine Hubbard, as quick as his hands are, you're going to find yourself in some trouble. Excellent steal and strip of the ball, and then the conversion, and 2 real critical free throws by Craig Topping. We're knotted again now at 61, but this time Salisbury in control of the basketball. We'll see what they look to do. We saw them go 4 corners the other night and try and sit on things, see if there's 53.5 seconds remaining to go, see if Salisbury looks for, you know, just maybe the gimme shot, or they work it down to maybe 15 and use another timeout and then try and work to win the game.
I guess this is the way it's supposed to wind up a championship game, huh?
It's fantastic, isn't it? This is great stuff.
Well, as I said in my pregame, the first half Colonial champion will certainly be a good league representative.
Yes, it will.
Okay, and here we go. The Falcons will control.
And you know how desperately both these coaches want this game. I mean, this makes winning the Colonial League Championship that much easier, as you don't have to come out every night under pressure and go up against the Caddies and Saucon Valleys that you're going to have to face in the second half.
Salisbury retains possession. Lakey was double-teamed, but he wisely bounced it off the foot of a Blue Eagle.
Nazareth not sitting back. They're coming out and trapping defensively and trying to force the issue.
And somebody has to be open here. Uh-oh. They turn it over. 30.2 seconds remaining. Nazareth wants a timeout. When time is in, they'll have the ball.
John, I give a lot of credit to Nazareth. You don't know what Salisbury was looking to do, but it did look like they were looking to run some clock and work for the last shot. Nazareth had nothing to do with that. Jim Roth, you see him right there. He came out in a half-court 1-3-1 trap and forced the turnover, and now he has the hammer. He has control of the basketball.
That's what I said. When each one of the Falcons was double-teamed, somebody had to be open. Yeah, but they were double-teamed in the center court, which created the problem.
Yep, they did a good job of applying pressure and taking away those passing lanes. Hubbard was trying to call a timeout, which would have been a smart play, but he was doing it when he was up in the air, and then when he came down, it was the travel. The officials are earning their money tonight, too, aren't they?
Everybody around Singer, he's sitting at the press table, sitting like a big wheel. His mother is the big Penardo rooter, isn't she? Isn't she the one that sits behind the scores table at Penardo?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, here we go. Clock starts running. Tuesday night, Parkland at Whitehall at 9:30 for you Super 2 subscribers. 20 seconds. Jordan Steve guarded by Ebersol.
Well, at this point here, if you're Nazareth, at worst, they're going to use another timeout. But at worst, in this situation, if you go into overtime, you do not lose the game in regulation.
Last time out for Nazareth.
And that's a key, too, John, on the inbounds pass. Now, let's see if Salisbury, because now you got one guy for Nazareth bringing the ball in bounds. You got 5 guys that can cover 4. Let's see if Salisbury goes to try and deny that inlet pass from out of bounds and try and force a 5-second call so that they might have the upper hand.
Again, our thanks to Ron Valletta and Don Harrico, the president and secretary, respectively, for the Colonial League, and the athletic directors at Bangor and Southern Lehigh, respectively, for all of their help to make this telecast possible.
Jamie Ebersol gnawing away at those nails, boy, and it has been that kind of game.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people in the stands doing the same thing.
Overflow crowd here at Southern Lehigh. Ron Valletta said, we didn't think it would be too big, this place. He said, but when I pulled up, I saw all the cars and the people outside. He said, I knew something was happening. All right, Greg Topping. Oh, whoop. All right, Sam Air now hands him the ball. Look out, what's happening here? Gordon. Pastor. Oh, rejected by Contreras. There's a foul underneath. Call a foul against Scott Oak.
That's just a real good job by Nazareth of handling the defensive pressure, working the ball down the side, and getting it down inside. I mean, that's the shot you want to get in this situation because, again, if you don't make it, you're going to draw a foul.
Mike, there's only 4.8 seconds remaining. Gordon on the line. He breaks the tie. Nazareth is up 62-61. Steve Gordon gets a pair of big ones. Timeout, Salisbury. 63-61, Nazareth.
Salisbury with 1 timeout remaining. Now 4.8 seconds is enough time, and certainly when you have the kind of quickness of Hubbard, certainly he's going to draw all the attention. One of the things that Salisbury might try and do here with 4.8 to go, they do have a timeout remaining. Get the ball with some kind of a long pass into the front court and use your last timeout. Maybe that might kill a second, but now you're into the half court and you maybe might have 3.8, which maybe is a little bit more realistic. We'll take a look and see what happens. You got to see what Nazareth tries to deny, and certainly they're going to try and deny the basketball to Antoine Hubbard. If you're Nazareth in this situation, the last guy to want you to beat you, that you want to beat is Antoine Hubbard.
Well, let's see what all the practice sessions did for them. I'm sure they practice this over and over and over.
Yes, I think you have to go down deep here. You can't afford to dribble the ball the length of the floor.
4 seconds.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They got Hubbard with it.
That's it. That'll do it. They call a turnover on Hubbard with 3 seconds to go.
That was just good defensive pressure. They doubled Hubbard as soon as he got the ball. When he tried to wheel back to his left, the ball got stuck up on his hip, and a good call by the official.
Zarowski in the lineup for Nazareth. Chuck Barthel back in. Steve Gordon will inbounds for the Blue Eagles. He does hold it. There's a whistle, intentional foul. Cross court. Yep, intentional foul. And it's called against the Falcons. That'll seal it. And I think it was called against Lakey.
It was on Lakey. He was trying to get fancy over there where you try and pull that guy into you and try and draw a charge, but he got caught for it.
Zarowski picks up a pair. More importantly, they get possession. 65-61, 3 seconds remaining. That's the basketball game. Nazareth wins it 65-61.
Obviously a big win for Nazareth. You see Jim Roth, I mean, that takes a great deal of pressure off your club. I mean, Nazareth at one point this season,
before they leave, Thursday night's
they were ranked 9th in the state in 4A classification in the Harrisburg Patriot poll before that loss to Salisbury. So they get a little measure of revenge here. They win a big game where now if they can come back and win the second half, they can be Colonial League champions. So obviously a monumental win here, and I think we saw that the meaning of this game in the effort given by both teams, and a 4-point win as you see right there for Nazareth. For Coach Pollock and the Falcons, their overall record will drop to 12-4. Not real important there. You know, they're going to be a factor in the second half, but you know, now for them, the two-time defending Colonial League champs are going to have to win the second half to get a shot at Nazareth, and then there will be another playoff game such as this one for the championship. And it's going to be tough. I mean, now you got to go through all the ranks. You know, Catasauqua was glad to start the slate over at 0-0. Wilson was 4-4 in that first half. And how about Southern Lehigh, the floor where we're at right here? You know, some of those kids were here this afternoon and got a taste of this and saw what it's all about. There's a good basketball team. So second half in this Colonial League is going to be some real good stuff to watch. And Nazareth, I'm sure Jim Roth has to feel real happy to have this first half under his belt and an opportunity to maybe win the second half and win the thing outright. It'll all get started again next Tuesday night, January 21st. Saucon Valley will be at Penn Argyl. Palisades will be at Southern Lehigh. Wilson will be at Nazareth. Catasauqua will be at Bangor. Salisbury is the odd team out. They have a bye. They'll play a non-league game with Lehigh. But great stuff starting up again on Tuesday evening.
Well, Mike, you and I talked a couple times before this basketball game that if Nazareth can check or hold Antoine Hubbard to around 20 points a ball game, they got a good shot at winning. They held them to 22 today. They won a ball game.
Well, certainly a key.
At the end of the first quarter, Salisbury led 17-15. Nazareth outscored the Falcons 14-10 the second period to take a 29-27 lead into the locker room at the halftime break. After the intermission, the Blue Eagles outscored Salisbury 16-15 to increase their lead to 45-42 after 3 quarters of play. And again, Nazareth outscored the Falcons in the fourth period, this time 20-19 to win a ball game, 65-61. Individual scoring honors for Nazareth went to Ed Dulac, who had 15 points and 7 field goals, one of them a three-pointer. Actually, they got good scoring balance today. Rolly Passer, 2 field goals, 2 out of 2 fouls for 6 points. Chuck Barthol, 2 field goals, 2 out of 3 fouls for 6. Kirk Keglowitz, 2 field goals. He missed a foul for 4. Now, Eric Zarowski, 4 field goals, 2 out of 2 fouls for 10. Stevie Gordon, 5 field goals, 2 out of 3 fouls for 12. Craig Topping, 4 field goals, 4 out of 5 fouls for 12. And the line for Nazareth, 26 field goals, including 1 three-pointer, 12 out of 16 from the foul line. For their total of 65, they had 14 personal fouls called against them. For Salisbury, the scoring honors went to Antoine Hubbard. What else is new? He had 22 points, he had 9 field goals, and 4 out of 5 fouls. Jason Lakey had 3 field goals, including 2 three-pointers for 8 points. Jamie Ebersol, 2 field goals, 1 three-pointer, 2 out of 2 fouls for 7. Delto Contreras had a field goal, 1 out of 2 fouls for 3. Ian Ressler, 3 field goals for 6. Scott Oak, 3 field goals for 6. And Mike Miller, 3 field goals, all 3 three-pointers for 9. And so the line for Salisbury, 24 field goals, including 6 three-pointers, 7 out of 9 from the foul line. For their total of 61, they had 19 personal fouls called against them. And so Nazareth is the first half Colonial League champion. They are 7-1 in regular play. Now add this one, they are 8-1 overall. They upped their overall record to 14-1. Don't forget to join us Tuesday night at 9:30 where we go back to East Bend Conference basketball. Well, we'll be over at Whitehall, bring you the play-by-play account of the Parkland at Whitehall game. And so on behalf of fine technical crew, my sidekick Mike Zambelli, I'm Johnny Dady saying goodnight from Southern Lehigh High School, where Nazareth defeated Salisbury 65-61 to win the first half Colonial League Championship. So long, everybody.